for our entire community.
To be consistent in our reporting.
Safety is a pillar of what we do.
We say coverage you can count on. That's for real.
That's not a slogan, that's a fact. If there's breaking news, we're on it.
WFTV.com. See breaking news anytime, everywhere. Streaming live no matter what device you're on. Plus, zoom in to live radar and track storms to where you live. WFTV.com is brought to you by City Kia of Greater Orlando. This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 4. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking at 4 in Central Florida.
It's kind of scary. It's really close to houses.
Where firefighters are trying to stop these flames from spreading through this Cocoa neighborhood. People are leaving everything behind to escape all this smoke.
I haven't seen anything like this before.
We have a team of reporters getting all the details on this destructive fire and the concern that's growing along with it.
As expected, rain and gusty storms are back over Central Florida. I'm updating the change in our rain pattern for the holiday weekend.
We have been following this breaking story for 3 hours now. Good afternoon. I'm Vanessa Eckles.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. You can see how this fire burned through this home behind us right here. It's not the only one that burned. Brevard County leaders just said that flames have damaged 8 homes, destroying at least 4 of those homes in this 4-block area. This is where the 15 to 20 acre fire is burning right now. We just heard from the Forest Service. It's about 85% contained. And you can see from the map on your screen that this Cocoa neighborhood is on Camp Road. This is all right off US 1. We have our team of reporters live there now to bring you every angle of this developing story we've been following since the 2:30, 3 o'clock hour. But first, let's start with Channel 9's Jeff Deal, who's live in the neighborhood. Jeff, it's still unclear what actually started this fire, right?
Right. They believe it may have started from somebody clearing land, trying to burn something to clear part of some land nearby, but they said that's something that will definitely take some time to confirm. I can tell you, though, they still have the streets blocked off out here. This is Broadway Boulevard, and you can see down at the end there, that's where all of the action is, where those fire trucks are down there. All of this started in the neighborhood where you can see it's still smoky in this area. Fire crews, though, do tell us they believe they are getting a handle on it. And back out here live, you can see the sprinklers running around this home right here. We've seen people watering lawns. We've seen people spraying down sheds and parts of their homes. We did have one firefighter who did have to be transported with heat exhaustion, but otherwise no other reports of injuries. Fire crews are asking folks, if you are told to leave your home, definitely listen to that advice. They don't want anything bad to happen, but of course we are continuing to monitor the situation and watching to see what happens, and we're going to gather information over the next hour, and we'll bring you the latest information as soon as we get it. For now, reporting live in Cocoa in Brevard County, Jeff Deal, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And Chief Meteorologist Tom Terry has been tracking the wind and watching that smoke plume on Doppler radar.
And he continues our team coverage. Tom, what are you seeing now?
Yeah, we're seeing more of the helicopters that are overhead covering the fire, and also earlier dropping water on the fire. The plume itself is fairly close to the ground. We only pick it up occasionally, but the little blips you see going in and around Williams Point Boulevard, those are going to be helicopters. We picked those up really well. We've had some scattered storms over here to the west, and I do think we're going to get some rainfall here probably in the next 2 to 2.5 hours, but storms to the west near Ocoee begun to weaken a little bit here, but we still have some lightning and some heavy rain right over the 429. Scattered downpours in toward Eustis and its northern sections of Lake County. There's still more coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. We'll keep an eye on how much this will hold together here tonight, moving through Crystal River, and we just had one big batch come in and off the coast of Daytona Beach. But it's been a whole week now of basically dry weather, including along the beach over there near the river in Cocoa. But we are starting to see the rain return just in time, for the holiday weekend, Vanessa.
And Skywitness 9 captured this helicopter scooping up water to dump it onto the flames. Now, while fighting the fire, Brevard County leaders say one firefighter suffered heat exhaustion. You heard Jeff Deal mention that. First responders took that firefighter to the hospital. No one else has been hurt. Channel 9's Jeff F. Coolidge continues our team coverage live now. And Jeff, workers have evacuated at least 50 homes in that area.
That's right, Vanessa. At least 50 homes were evacuated. Now, we're here at Fire Station 28 on US 1, just down the street from where that fire happened. This is where the Red Cross has set up shop here to help those families that are displaced. They have paperwork on at least 2 families. They expect to get at least 5 families signed up. Now, we talked to residents who were over in that neighborhood around the time of that fire, and some of the residents were fighting that fire with garden hoses until firefighters got on scene.
Now, as soon as the fire got out of control, we sent a breaking news notification through our Channel 9 News app. You can be among the first to know about breaking news by downloading our app and turning on notifications. It's free on the Google Play and Apple app stores.
Right now, the medical examiner is trying to figure out exactly how a teenager died after Daytona Beach police believe he stabbed a 17-year-old girl. Investigators say Aaron Moten died on his way to the hospital this week. Investigators say they found Moten face down in a backyard in this neighborhood on this map that's about 4 minutes from Mason Avenue. Channel 9's Ashley Edlin is live in Daytona Beach on this story. And Ashley, police are still trying to nail down a motive in this stabbing.
Greg, the chief telling us tonight that the victim in this case did not want to cooperate with them because she had a relationship with the suspect in this case. Now, they haven't elaborated on what that relationship was, but we're learning more tonight about what led up to the stabbing.
All right, Ash, thank you. And now to the deadly school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Authorities today admitted that they made the wrong decision to wait nearly an hour to engage in suspect, believing the situation had gone from an active shooter to a barricade situation. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood. Boy, that's got to be hard to hear, that they should have done something they didn't. And we'll hear from the Texas governor in the next half hour and hear what he has to say. Plus, just ahead, Marion County deputies arrested a man who they believe inappropriately touched a boy.
Our most important goal is to seek justice for victims, despite age, of any sexual abuse.
Coming up, why investigators believe there are more victims out there.
Rain back in our forecast. We talked all week about waiting till today. Today also starts the wet season. At least it's supposed to for Orlando. Looks like it's right on time, right?
And next, she's ready for retirement. A look back at Vanessa Eckles' career with Todd Ulrich. Talking with us. That's after 3 decades with Channel 9.
Doppler 9 Radar is driven by Toyota of Orlando and Toyota of Claremont.
We are taking you back out live to this breaking news in Cocoa right now, where families are out of their homes as firefighters try to put a wildfire out in their neighborhood. The Florida Forest Service says this fire at US 1 and Camp Road is now 80% contained. It has burned, though, through up to 20 acres and destroyed at least 4 mobile homes in that area. We'll be bringing you live updates from the neighborhood every 15 minutes as investigators try to determine what started this wildfire.
WFTV Orlando, live from Channel 9, Central Florida's news leader. Todd Ulrich, Vanessa Eckles.
Good evening. Our top story of the night.
Little throwback for you right there.
Way back.
That is way back, many, many haircuts ago. So much time has passed since then, but it's time that all of us who have worked with you will remember long after your retirement, which you'll be unemployed here in about a couple hours. Yep. Vanessa, here's a message now from your first co-anchor before you leave the anchor desk with me for the final time tonight.
I'm thinking it's way too early to say goodbye to Vanessa at Channel 9, but apparently she's not giving us a choice. It seems more like yesterday than nearly 30 years ago that I first saw Vanessa in the station parking lot rushing off to her first story. Then 1 year later, we started anchoring weekends together, and that lasted 9 years. She lit up our weekend shows, and I found out my grammar skills did not pass her test. Despite my journalism degree, I had a whole lot to learn, and she taught a master class. Vanessa made me a better reporter and anchor. Long after she moved to the big desk, I still turned to her with grammar questions I should have mastered a long time ago. She's a solid journalist and a great storyteller, and that's a wicked good combination for TV news. And yet it's her breast cancer charity that's been so remarkable, bringing women together to share information and support and to find the resources they need. And Vanessa's charity was there for so many clients. And I'm biased, but as a consumer investigator, I can tell you all the money she raised went to the cause, to the women counting on her help. She will be so missed in Central Florida and by us, her colleagues and friends. And Vanessa I hope I still have access to your grammar hotline because I really need it. And wishing you the very best in the adventures ahead.
Oh, that was so nice. I really appreciate that. That was nice.
That was cool. And what my first memory of Todd and you was when I anchored with you guys as a sports guy.
Yeah, we've all been together a long time.
We have. All right. Well, throughout our newscast, we'll be showing you how deeply Vanessa has touched our lives and the lives of everyone watching at home, from little bitty to really, really big people that you're going to hear from tonight. Make sure to join us for these heartfelt moments through Eyewitness News at 6. When I say big people, I mean a really big person is going to join us here in just a little bit.
Okay. Other news, the Carnival ship Conquest will go pick up some stranded passengers tomorrow and return them to Port Canaveral on Monday. Nearly 2,500 passengers are still waiting for help after a fire broke out on the Carnival Freedom ship yesterday. The ship was docked in Grand Turk at the time, and repairs are set to be made to fix the damage. Thankfully, though, no one was hurt. New numbers show fewer than 5,000 people are now applying for first-time unemployment claims in Florida. This week's report from the U.S. Department of Labor shows about 4,900 Floridians filed those claims last week. That's down from about 5,100 claims the week before. It's also similar to what we saw before the pandemic. You now have the chance to take a spin around the galaxy without ever leaving Orlando.
Today, the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot welcomed Ryder for the first time. The roller coaster is fully immersive, blasting you from one side of the galaxy to the other. Disney Imagineers use techniques and technology from previous experiences in a brand new story with characters that Marvel fans know and love. Oh. Vanessa will have plenty of time to ride our rides now.
Yeah.
Got any rides up in Auburn?
Yeah, that might have to.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Come back and visit. We'll go on a ride together.
Bike rides.
All right, last day. You ready?
Ready.
All right, short timer. Here's what it looks like now.
You were supposed to be off today, by the way.
I was
You
supposed to be.
came back to join me, so thank you.
Well, of course, I wouldn't go on your last day. You got to be here for the big finale. 76 in Daytona Beach. We had some weather move by, and now it's offshore there, as you can see. 88 Orlando. Wind still fairly brisk out of the south, and that again has been fueling the wildfire. They're trying to get under control here. Just about got under control, we think, here in the Cocoa area. We're still trying to determine the cause of that, but they certainly haven't had any rainfall to help eliminate some of the high fire threat they have. That's where the fire is located now, where we don't have any rain. And showers have been fairly heavy earlier on. They're starting to break up a little bit here on the west side of I-4, Pine Hills area through the Asatula area. Some showers. We even had some thunder, but now just a good soaking rain for Pine Hills and all the way back to the northern parts of Lake County. Still some energy coming on shore now. This will also break up gradually later on tonight. But for the evening, we have scattered downpours in the forecast, something we talked all week about, and here we are finally bringing it to fruition. So a couple of batches of rain right through here. There is a weak front well back to the west. The front itself is probably not going to move through, but what it's helping to do is to put in enough moisture to get our wet season started. Typically, the wet season for Orlando starts on around the 27th, which is today. So we're kind of right on time. Now, these are the different criteria to get the wet season started. First of all, no more cold fronts to dry things out. Where we're still, I put a yellow check mark there because we do have a front kind of teasing us, but I think overall the fronts are done. Humidity is returning. We're certainly hotter. We're getting our sea breezes, and that results in daytime storms, and that's our wet season, which runs for about the next 5 months or so. Holiday weekend changes, of course, just in time for Memorial Day weekend. We almost always have the start of our wet season. We will see a front to the west and bring in a little bit of drier weather for parts of the weekend, but still I have at least a 40 to 50% coverage of daytime storms pretty much all the way through the next 7 days. That's what the wet season looks like. Here's your 7-day forecast. The weekend always in view as we get you set for Memorial Day Monday. Basically, the afternoon hours will be our highest probability of getting some rain and storms, and I'll be updating future track timing the rainfall out for you for the weekend when I see you again. Greg?
All right, Tom, thank you. Coming up, the new Florida law to help first responders wrestling with PTSD. Plus,
every year, nearly 300,000 teachers leave the profession.
What educators say needs to change to keep teachers in your child's classroom.
Right now, schools across the country are struggling to fill classrooms with teachers, and the pandemic has only made the shortages even worse. Channel 9 Washington reporter Samantha Manning explains how lawmakers are tackling this growing problem. Some Orange County parents say their children are bringing home bills.
I hear that people paying over $300.
Still ahead at 4, why families are having to pay up for district-issued laptops.
And how faraway investigators arrested this man suspected of inappropriately touching a boy.
Almost a dozen homes damaged in a Brevard County fire. What rescuers are doing to reunite people with their pets and get people back in this community.
Live Doppler 9 radar on Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Early warning Doppler 9 radar, 1 million watts of power. I get a complete 360-degree perspective of the storms around the area every 30 seconds.
Using advanced technology to give you early warning.
The technology behind Severe Weather Center 9 is second to none, and our team of meteorologists knows how to dissect that.
During severe weather, trust the latest tools in the hands of the most experienced team. Only on Channel 9 Eyewitness News. This is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 4. Coverage you can count on.
Back to that breaking news now that we've been showing you out of Cocoa all afternoon. Good afternoon, I'm Greg Wormuth.
I'm Vanessa Eckles. Brevard County says a wildfire off Camp Road in US 1 has now destroyed at least 5 homes in that area.
Channel 9's Nick Pampantonis rushed to the neighborhood once reports started coming in of this fire. Nick, the Red Cross is now working with families who were forced out of their homes. Some don't even have a home.
We've just been watching their cars move in along with power company trucks as Brevard County firefighters try to wrap this fight up. The latest update we got is this fire is 80% contained. It should be over soon. They told us the Red Cross will be responsible for reuniting people with any pets that got left behind and had to get rescued from some of these homes. We are expecting more information coming out of that agency at some point this afternoon or tonight. Live in Brevard County, Nick Pampantonis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And we do know that one firefighter is being treated for, again, heat exhaustion. This is another look from Sky Witness. We'll stay on top of this developing story for you and check back in with our other reporters in Cocoa over this next hour and a half.
New at 4, Orange County deputies have just identified a murder suspect they say went on a violent crime spree and killed an innocent man. Vashawn McClendon has been arrested in the death of 62-year-old Oleg Desicinko. He was shot and killed Monday at a home on Duncan Street. Investigators say McClendon committed a string of crimes that day, and the murder was just part of his crime spree. Investigators say the suspect pulled up in his car, shot the victim for no apparent reason, then just left the scene. He was arrested Tuesday.
The CDC says it's unsure if the current outbreak of monkeypox will be a serious health issue for the U.S. or not. According to Dr. Jennifer McQuiston with the CDC, it is still much too early to tell.
I think that we are working hard to identify cases, and we don't yet know how many there might be. We're working hard to contain the cases that are happening so they don't spread onward.
The CDC also says as of yesterday, 10 monkeypox cases have been identified and confirmed in 7 states, including Florida.
I want to emphasize that while we are exploring ways that we would be able to expand monkeypox testing more broadly,
so far they don't have a way to do that. Now, all of the cases were among men who've had relationships with other men.
Marion County deputies say this man is sitting in jail for sexually abusing a child for a year. Investigators say James Davis volunteers for the charity Florida Kids Helping Kids. As Channel 9's Chantel Navarro found out, the sheriff's office believes there are more victims out there.
All right, Chantal, we're following more breaking news right now. The governor of Texas is updating the community there on the deadly mass shooting at Robb Elementary School this week. 19 children and 2 teachers were killed Tuesday when investigators say an 18-year-old gunman opened fire. Here is a live look at that update. We have our newsroom listening in, and in this newscast, we'll update you on what the governor has to say. Well, getting all choked up over this. Actually, it's a frog. My time anchoring with this beautiful woman beside me ends in about, what, less than 2 hours now.
Wow, yeah.
It's coming quick. And coming up, a celebration of the journalist, the leader, the friend, Miss Vanessa Eckles.
It's a lot of Vanessa right there.
Ooh, better say that's a whole bunch of Vanessa. Right now, we have showers and a few storms on the map, and I'm updating the changes ahead for our rain pattern this holiday weekend.
Stocks were up on Wall Street today. Here's a look at the final numbers.
Every morning, our team makes the most of your time while preparing you for your entire day ahead. I'm Channel 9's Kirsten Delgado.
And I'm Christian Bruy.
Get straightforward and accurate coverage of the big stories from overnight and live coverage of breaking news happening right now.
Plan ahead for changing weather and road conditions with an hour-by-hour forecast.
Plus, alternate routes around current trouble spots and the roads to avoid that day.
Our team will have you ready to go.
Channel 9 Eyewitness News this morning, live weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Back now to the breaking news. We've been following this entire newscast and this latest update now from the Florida Forest Service. Officials there are telling us that this wildfire in Cocoa is now 80% contained. But in that time it has taken to get to the point, flames have destroyed at least 5 mobile homes in the area. This is around US 1 and Camp Road. One firefighter is recovering from heat exhaustion. We're staying live in this neighborhood and we'll ask investigators what started the wildfire.
Just want to say congratulations. We're going to miss you. And if you ever become big time and take over a station, do not hire Greg Wormuth.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, that's something. Look at that advice.
I told you, we had people of all sizes.
You really meant it.
And all statures. All right. What can I say that hasn't already been said this week? Vanessa Eckles is retiring at the end of the 6 o'clock news tonight. It pains me to say it. Come Monday, our station will not be the same. But tonight is not a time to be sad. It's a time to celebrate a great lady who I consider more than just an on-air partner. For nearly 30 years, we've sat inches apart. We know each other in a different way than even our closest friends and family.
I thought I knew everything about Vanessa, and I did not know this, that she was the 4th grade spelling champ.
For my whole school.
For her whole school.
It's strange waking up before most and then helping them wake up with a smile.
And I brought you back a gift.
My mug.
Yes.
Just as I instructed. Thank you.
I stole that from Robin Roberts' desk, so.
Wow. Has it been used?
It's been confiscated. I think there's some lipstick on there. You might want to wash it first.
It was Vanessa's way. Just so funny, but never at the expense of others. It was always good-natured.
Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. I did not forget. I got Vanessa a Valentine. Very good. That's cute.
Is that it?
Vanessa was my rock. Like our viewers, I counted on her. It was a chemistry that went beyond on-air banner.
Whatever happened to the thought that counts?
It was a relationship that I've never had with anyone else and likely never will. Think about it. More than half our lives sitting inches, or yes, at times 6 feet apart. There were those tough stories to tell. Tornadoes, fires, hurricanes, pulse, and personal hardships, with a fight and victory over cancer.
I think you never know how much courage you have until you're faced with something.
To think that all of that ends tonight is hard to believe. The smiles, the sadness, this fashion show, the snake stories.
Embry Riddle is teaming with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission to test out the technology. Yay for Embry Riddle. I wish you great success.
And the surprises.
That is hilarious.
To do justice to this 40-year run on TV is not easy. Make that impossible. She's done it all, even appearing with me on a game show.
With me now are the anchors from WFTV in Orlando, Florida, Vanessa Eckles and Greg Wormuth. Nice to see you both.
Nice to see you.
Now it's her turn to kick her feet up. I don't think she'll miss me, but I know I'm not alone knowing that I will miss her.
The Twitter account at El Blumbito mocks the Spanish skills of what city's mayor? Los Angeles, San Francisco, Dallas, New York City.
Well, let's see.
Yes.
I think there's a Mayor Bloomberg.
Exactly.
New York, correct?
That is it. So it would be D, final answer, New York City.
It's our fine mayor, absolutely right, New York City.
Vanessa's last appearance on WFTV will be Sunday on Central Florida Spotlight. And in typical fashion, she let me know that taping the program was a disappointment.
This is a dumb shot. Where are the snacks? I always ask that question whenever we do something. That was wonderful, thank you. And you know that I will miss you. We have been through a lot together, so. And people talk about something being bittersweet. It's not just a cliche. This really is a bittersweet kind of thing.
Yeah, you know, I added up, and I'm not a mathematician, more than 2.5 years, literally, in chronological time, just doing the morning show. Longest running anchor team, continuous in Orlando history. 2.5 years of sitting basically this close.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Good thing we got along.
Yeah. And now you get to leave me.
That's right.
Finally, you get out. All right.
Well, better part of 20 years, I've been
That's right.
this close.
That's right.
And congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Got out, what, 20 years ahead of most people.
Well, you know.
On your way. Well, we've got a little more weather for you to sit through.
It's going to be a great weekend for me. My first weekend of retirement.
You know, it's I think it's 6:30 and 1 second to turning off the key card for you. You're out. 88 degrees right now. We did hit 91 today and talked about the story of the fire in Brevard County, however it was caused. They're still figuring that out. But this goes back to our map that we showed you. This is the last 6 days. It cuts off at day 7. But either way, we had nearly all of Central Florida with a pretty decent coverage for rain, except in Brevard County for the most part, including the spot over here where we had the fire earlier today. We need some rain. We still have more on the radar right now. Early warning Doppler 9. We had some pretty good showers move through the Apopka-Ocoee area. They've since fizzled out, leaving behind just some clouds, and we still have showers developing back here along I-75 coming in just west of Lake Pan over by Ocala, and we'll keep scattered downpours in our forecast. So our rain chance around 50% for tomorrow. Could be a little drier to the west on Sunday, but we'll still keep about a 50% rain coverage overall for the next 4 days, including on Memorial Day Monday, and sure does look like the wet season to me. I'll see you coming up at 5.
And today's local steals and deals, a way to save money and make every day a good hair day. Here's Lisa Robertson.
All right, we have our Channel 9 team in studio and on the ground following the breaking news in Cocoa, where a wildfire today has destroyed at least 5 people's homes.
And coming up, we're following the progress and getting these flames under control.
We do have rain back in our extended forecast, but we need some rain right now to help out with this high fire threat. I'm tracking downpours coming up.
And we're live in that neighborhood now where crews are getting that out of control, under control rather. Coming up, we'll show you the effort to attack the fire and get people out of their homes safely.